Hello and welcome back to Growing Up and Growing Well, navigating health and wellness throughout our 20s. So on this channel, we go over everything from finance to wellness to nutrition to mental health to relationships and everything in between, and it's specifically geared to everyone in their 20s. So I want to get right into this episode today because it's very pertinent to a lot of people, and it's regarding TikTok's ban in the US. So I'm recording this on Sunday the 19th, and yesterday, Saturday the 18th, at I think it was around 10 p.m. Eastern, I live in New York, TikTok was banned. I don't know for how long, I don't know what the extent exactly is, no one really knows, but as of today, people can't download the app from the App Store, so anyone who deleted it, which is a lot of people I know, they can't get back into the app. So what does this mean for everyone? How is this going to affect everyone? And how can you use this time to your advantage and help you make the most of your newfound time? TikTok really wasn't an app for most of its users. It was a way to laugh. It was a resource for information, for learning, for knowledge, to kill time, and also to connect with other people, especially people our age and people we never would have met without this form of social media. And for so many of us, it took up so much of our time and so much of our life. Now, I deleted TikTok about a year ago because I really noticed the bad effects it was having on my mental health. And I know it was having a lot of bad effects on other people's mental health, but they just couldn't get themselves to delete it because of all of the engineering that went into this app. But I just want to preface that I understand that it's not just deleting an app. It's not just banning a little app that takes up some people's times. Like, this was a real career for some people. It was a real outlet for some people. It was some people's lives. And I say all of this with a grain of salt because it's going to affect everyone in different ways. For someone like me who's already deleted it, it's really not affecting me. The only way I could see it affecting me is maybe my friends and family have more time for other things. So this is all to say, in my opinion, I think banning this app was 100% the right thing to do. Politics aside, the fact that a foreign country, one that probably shouldn't have control of so much of our generation in America, but putting that aside, I think that this app has done really bad things for a lot of people and honestly changed the way a lot of us live our lives and changed the way our mind works. It just changed a lot for a lot of people, and I know there are good things that came from it. I know that people were able to give back to communities, and I know that it connected us with people we never would have seen, and it showed us opportunities that we never even knew we had. But I think this was an outlet for a lot of people to doom scroll and to really push aside their hopes and their dreams. And yeah, so let's get into the bulk of this episode. So TikTok, which is primarily this short form content, was so hard to put down because of the short dopamine hits that it was giving your brain. So for a lot of people, if you were definitely someone who was, I don't want to say addicted because it's a very heavy word, but a lot of us were addicted to TikTok, you're probably feeling a little bit restless right now and probably low energy. And this is because you're going through something called dopamine withdrawal. So like any drug, when you're going through a period where you're not using it, you're going to face some sort of symptoms, mostly negative. And it's the same with dopamine withdrawal. So the short form content that you're getting really addicted to has increased your dopamine so much that you expect a certain level of dopamine throughout the day. And now that you've taken that away, you're going through withdrawal symptoms of not having it. So if you're feeling this way, there's probably millions of people that are feeling the exact same way right now. And I just want you to know that there are things, so many things that you can do to help you get through this period of time, even aside from reaching out to professionals, which if you need that, go do it. There's so many resources out there. And online therapy, even your friends and family, can be an outlet for therapy. But let's start with step one to filling this void that TikTok has created, or the absence of it rather. So step one is connecting with people in real life. So like I was talking about before, TikTok for a lot of people is an outlet to connect with others. And even though it's not the same as meeting someone in person, it did give you the dopamine part. When you're actually meeting up with people, you do get these other hormones or drugs, positive ones, including dopamine. And when you're on social media, you're only getting dopamine. So this is actually so much better. I mean, we all know going to see someone in person is better than getting your connection through an online platform. So the hour that you were scrolling, go set up a time with a friend, especially someone who's going through the same thing, that was really used to being on TikTok for at least an hour every day, and go connect with them. Go for a walk, go to a coffee shop, meet up and play video games, meet up and read a book, maybe go get your nails done together, maybe run an errand together, go grocery shopping together. Just something that you're getting a little bit of this dopamine that you're so used to getting 24/7 from TikTok, and get it from a positive source. Another thing that I would strongly recommend, that I need to take my own advice on this, is to join groups and communities throughout your community that are around you that you can actually meet new people in. So something I recently started doing was going to a yoga class. I'm trying to go by myself, but I've been dragging a family member with me, just so you get the energy from other people, and this kind of starts to fill in the gap that not having TikTok has created. So yeah, that's step one, is to actually connect with people in real life, face to face, and not just over the phone. This isn't just something that you should do because TikTok's gone. It's something that we should always be practicing. But I think more than ever, this is a really important thing to do right now. The next step we need to take is replacing these dopamine hits with something that's purposeful to you. So this is going to look different for every single person that's watching this, but one way we get dopamine is by challenging ourselves and overcoming it. So this can be as simple as brushing your teeth in the morning. You tell yourself you're going to do it, and you do it. You accomplish it, even though it's not hard. The harder the task is, the more dopamine and reward you're going to get from it. But start small on this. So in the morning, write down 3 things you really want to accomplish that day. It could be cleaning up your house. It could be getting to the gym. It could be hanging out with a friend. Maybe you want to catch up on reading. Maybe you want to get an assignment done. Whatever it is, whatever your goals are, write them down and make sure they are something that you can actually accomplish. They can be a little bit hard, just don't make them impossible, and that you can actually see yourself getting them done. And do that, and then check them off when you're done. The physical checking off of goals actually releases dopamine. So I think this is a great next step to take. So physically write out your goals and check them off when you complete them. Start small, and then you can start progressing into bigger goals. But make these goals actionable ones that you can complete in that one specific day. Like, don't make them a 5-year goal. At least not yet. The next is finding a creative outlet. So for a lot of people, TikTok was some sort of a creative outlet. Maybe they got inspired to try new recipes, or you got inspired to try new arts and craft, or maybe got inspired to pick up the guitar again. Whatever it was, you're being inspired all the time on TikTok for all of these things, and you're like, oh, I want to do that, I want to do that. And you're kind of in this analysis paralysis, and you never actually got to do it. So now that an hour of your time, 2 hours of your time, 5 hours of your time, however long TikTok was taking up of your life, you now have that time back. So use it for something that you actually want to get better at. So pick up some sort of creative outlet. I mean, just yesterday I went to Michael's and I picked up a gallon or half gallon of air dry clay. I was absolutely horrible at it. It's so much harder than it looks. But it was something that I really got to express myself with and get creative with. And I didn't need my phone at all for it, but it released serotonin and it released dopamine. So I definitely recommend doing something like that. It can have a huge range. It can be creating a vision board for yourself. It can be baking. It can be cooking, just sketching. Whatever it is that you kind of feel a calling towards, pick that up and start doing that. The next one, which definitely ties in to where we were setting daily goals, is to set longer term goals. So do something like a 30-day challenge, or a 3-month challenge, or a week challenge, where you pick something, a goal that's bigger than something you can accomplish in one day, and you want to get really good at it or complete the challenge within that time period. So maybe it's going to the gym 4 days a week for a month, or 4 days a week for 3 months. Maybe it's something like picking up a new instrument for an hour a day for a week. Pick something that's bigger than yourself, bigger than one day, and this will give you purpose. TikTok gave a lot of people a fake purpose that made them feel like they were building something, but it wasn't actually tangible. But everyone was spending so much time on it. So kind of replacing that with something that is actually tangible and can create something and can create a better life, or not even that extreme, but make you better at something. So that's the next one. Create some sort of plan that you can't get done in one day, at least a week or 2 weeks or a month or a 3-month goal, whatever you think you can accomplish. finish. That was kind of the fun part and the really exciting part for so many people that were kind of wasting away their life on TikTok. So take a look at your screen time. Whatever amount of time you're spending on TikTok, take half of that. So let's say you're on TikTok for 4 hours every single day. A lot of people scroll on TikTok because they're tired or they're bored. So I think 2 hours of that you should keep to relaxing hobbies like reading or stretching or taking a nap, whatever it is. And then just take half of those hours, the other two, and put it towards something like hobbies and set routines for yourself. You're now going to have a lot more time to do things that make you healthier and happier. So start incorporating things like 10-minute stretching sessions into your day, maybe every 2 hours. On the hour, you stretch for 10 minutes. Maybe you start cooking healthier meals for yourself. Maybe you start meditating. Maybe you start reading. There are so many things that you can fill this time with and hobbies that you can pick up. There are so many hobbies and so many people you can meet through these hobbies. So all these things kind of compound on each other and create these positive effects. So yeah, find things that really make you happy and fill that time that used to be spent scrolling on social media or scrolling on TikTok. Another thing is to replace all short form content that you were watching and absorbing and turn it into more long form content. So maybe get into more like YouTube, like now, where it's not stimulating your brain so much, or maybe start watching more like documentaries. I'm not saying you have to cut out all of social media. I'm not saying you have to cut out your phone or your laptop, all in general, but the short form content is really addicting and it's really not good for your brain and your attention span and your focus and all of these other things that compound negatively. So if you're trying to fill this void, try to use this time to learn something new. Listen to podcasts, listen to informational videos, listen to something that makes you feel inspired and make you want to be better at something. And the last really ties into the first thing that we were talking about when it comes to building connections and rebuilding connections. And it's really about building authentic relationships with friends and family you already have and people you want to bring into your life. So start having longer conversations, start having longer dates or longer hangout sessions. Maybe start doing things that deepen your relationship, but also increase your skill or knowledge about something. Like maybe you plan a date night around cooking and you both help each other cook. Maybe you plan something around learning how to play the guitar or learning a new instrument, or maybe you set up a time every week to learn a new language with another person. That way you're not only deepening a relationship, but you're deepening and getting better at something that you really want to grow at and you want to become better at and you want to learn. So use this time to kind of kill two birds with one stone. Use the time, this newfound time that you now have because you don't have TikTok, and build deeper relationships and get better at things you really want to get better at. So TikTok might be gone, but the time and the energy that you poured into that app is now coming back to you. And it's going to be hard, probably for a week, maybe for 2 weeks for a lot of people to get over the withdrawal symptoms that you're probably already facing. But after that, you're going to have so much time for yourself and for other people and pouring into other things that make you happy and fulfilled. Again, it's okay to miss the app. Dopamine is addicting, and you taking that away from yourself or being forced to take it away, it's going to hurt for a little bit. But after that wears off, you're going to have so much time to pour into your physical life and not just the life that you live on the screen. I really hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any other video ideas like this or you want to hear more, just let me know in the comments. And if you like content like this, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys for watching Growing Up and Growing Well, Navigating Health Throughout Your 20s, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.